everybody, welcome back to another story time video. Today's book is about bzzz, bzzz, bzzz. What insect makes the bzzing sound? And here's another hint. I'm wearing my yellow shirt. My yellow shirt, because these insects are yellow. They're yellow and they're black, right? They are yellow, they are black, and they make the bzzing sound. Any idea what insect we're gonna be reading about today? You're right, we're gonna be reading about bees. Bzzz. You know that bees, they make some honey. The honey that we eat, sweet, yummy, delicious honey, comes from bees, right? And this story is called These Bees Count. And this story is written by Alison Formento and illustrated. The pictures are by Sarah Snow. Should we get started and read about these buzzing bees? Okay, let's get started. Mr. Tate's class loves taking field trips. Today, their bus went to a farm. Farmer Ellen led the class through a big field. There weren't any cows, horses, or sheep. There were only bees and tall flowers. Amy picked a flower and twirled it. Eli looked around. Is this a flower farm? Farmer Ellen smiled. No, but we grow lots of wildflowers. They walked through a grove of blossoming apple trees. Look at the beautiful apple trees. Is this a tree farm? Natalie asked. Trees grow here too, Farmer Ellen said, but at the busy bee farm, we farm bees and honey. They're not at a tree farm or a flower farm. They're at a bee farm, a bee and honey farm. Honey tastes good, said Jake. Eli held onto Mr. Tate. Bees sting. Only when they're afraid or angry, said Farmer Ellen, and beekeepers always dress for safety before visiting the hives. Right? Bees only sting if they're angry or afraid. So it's important that we are gentle and nice to the bees so they won't hurt us, right? Oh my goodness. Looks like they're in their safety suits. Are they going to be visiting beehives today? Let's see. Farmer Ellen took everyone to a small shed. Mr. Tate helped give out beekeeper gear. The children pulled white jumpsuits over their clothes. Shin smoothed the net over her face. Here comes the bride. She's so goofy. She's pretending that it is a wedding veil, right? And it looks like they are all dressed up, ready to go visit the bees, right? In their white suits, and they have their net covering their face, right? We looked like astronauts, said Jake. I feel safe in here, said Eli. Look at that. Do they look like astronauts? Right, with a space helmet. And they are wearing these, right, to safely visit the bees, right? Farmer Ellen showed the class a field full of tall boxes. Welcome to the bee yard. These are bee houses, or apiaries. Honeybees live here in hives. Most fly out each day to work. Bees work? Jake asked. Yes, they collect pollen, which is tiny powder-like grains in flowers, for their food. This powder is carried on their legs to crops, flowers, plants, and trees, and helps them grow. Sharing pollen this way is called pollination. Sharing's good, said Shin. Pollination, right? They grab really tiny powder-like from flowers, right? They're so tiny. They're very tiny particles on the flower, right? And using their legs, the bees carry them over to crops, flowers, trees, plants, right? And that helps them grow. Farmer Ellen pushed a can with a long spout into a hole in the back of one bee house. This smoker will help us see the bees. She squeezed the handle and wisps of smoke puffed out. Hundreds of bees followed the smoke trail and flew into the air. Farmer Ellen said, "Now watch them work and hear what they say." "Bees don't talk," Amy said. "They do," Farmer Ellen said. "Listen to their buzz." Look at the bees, right? There goes the bees. Everyone watched and listened. This is what they heard. One by one we zip up high, buzzing through the bright blue sky. We fly over 2 waving dandelions, inviting us to visit. 2 dandelions. Let's count the 2 dandelions. 1, 2. 2 waving dandelions. We find 3 wild strawberries bursting with sweetness. 3 wild strawberries. Can we count the 3 wild strawberries? 1, 2, 3. There are 3 wild strawberries. 4 apple blossoms tickle us with soft petals. 4 apple blossoms. Let's count the 4 apple blossoms. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 apple blossoms. 5 poppies stretch tall, greeting us like best friends. 5 poppies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 poppies. We stop for a drink where 6 farmhands water a crop of raspberries. Bees sure get thirsty, Jake said. "Shh," said Amy. "They're still buzzing." There are 6 farmhands. Should we count? Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 farmhands, and they are watering the raspberries, right? We see 7 clovers dance in the sunlight. 7 clovers dancing in the sunlight. There's the big beaming yellow sun, right? Let's count the clovers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 clovers, that's right. 8 flowering cherry trees, shimmer pink and white. Look how beautiful these cherry trees. The pink and white cherry trees. Let's count and see if there's 8 flowering cherry trees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's right, 8 flowering cherry trees, shimmer pink and white. In the garden, 9 shiny pea pods flutter in the breeze. If we look very closely, we see the pea pods. Let's count and see if there's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 shiny pea pods flutter in the breeze. Before we fly home, 10 tulips stand and nod, thankful for our pollen. Buzzing, flying, working, we do more than you may know. Each of us is nature's farmer, helping food and farmers grow, right? Bees are very, very, very important for flowers, right? They are so thankful for the pollen that the bees bring to them, right? What did you hear? Asked Farmer Ellen. Bees count, Shin said. Why else are bees important? Mr. Tate asked. They make honey, Natalie said. Yes, said Farmer Ellen. Bees drink nectar, a sweet liquid from plants, and carry it back to their hives. Why? Asked Natalie. Juice inside a bee's stomach changes the nectar into honey, said Farmer Ellen. Bees spit the honey into a honeycomb made from beeswax. Then worker bees dry the new honey by flapping their wings faster than we can think. Jake and Natalie tried flapping their arms as fast as bee wings. Look at that. There's a honeycomb, right? The honeycomb is where the bees spit the honey into, right? Made from beeswax. And here we see Jake and Natalie. They're trying to flap their arms as fast as they can like bees. Amy knelt to watch a bee on a clover blossom. Bees sure are busy. Yes, said Farmer Ellen, and without bee pollen, crops wouldn't grow, and we wouldn't have food to eat. Eli said, bees are nicer than I thought. Farmer Ellen smiled. It's time to check the hives. Everyone helped slide wooden frames from the bee houses. They found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They found 10 golden honeycombs. Look at the honeycombs. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 honeycombs. Farmer Ellen said, to get honey from honeycombs, we'll use an extractor. This machine spins honey out, which then flows into jars. We put a cap on tight and label the jar, all ready to take home. Look at that. They have a machine that spins the honey out, right? And they have a lot of jars of honey. How yummy! Before the class boarded the bus to leave, Farmer Ellen pulled jars from a crate. Would you like a gift from the bees? Sweet, said Jake. Thanks for honeybees, shouted Natalie. And for helping plants grow, said Shin. A bee whisked past Amy's ear. She waved at it. Buzz to you too. The end. Can bees talk? Yes, if you listen closely to their bzzz. Thank you, friends, for reading this awesome story about bees. These bees count. We counted with the bees. We learned a lot about bees and honey and how important bees are to the world, right? They're so important to the world and to flowers and to us, right? Without bees, we wouldn't have yummy, delicious honey. So thank you, friends, for reading this story, These Bees Count, with me. I hope you enjoyed this story, and I will talk to you all very soon. Goodbye. Bye, friends.